Hi everyone, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. This is Chris back with an instant reaction. That's right, Newcastle United have just battered, I repeat, battered Manchester United 2-0 at St James's Park in the race for the top four. What an unbelievable game this is. I felt like I've aged about 5 years watching this game. We absolutely smashed these bastards the entire game. They deserve precisely nothing from this game. I only wish that we would have played like that in the final and they would have been missing Casemiro, because we probably would have had a cup as well this season. But I'm not going to dwell on that. I feel like we've had vengeance for the cup final, but more importantly, we are absolutely flying in this top four race. We are now sitting third in the league. We've got a game in hand on Spurs, who are completely self-imploded. What an enjoyable game this was. I'm going to have a quick reaction to it, just unpack it a little bit. If you're new to the channel, you're just checking us out for the first time, consider subscribing, smash that button. We'd love you to come and join. We're on about 2,590 something, so just under 2,600. So if you can get us there, smash the button, drop us a like as well. Helps the video get around YouTube. We're live as well tonight. Jump the comments. We've already got a few people in there already. JB was in early doors. How are the lads? With a really United, please stand up. Absolutely. And Devin Green says, stick your Carabao Cup up your ass. Tifa Lee is loving that as well. It could not be happier. And Jimmy is in the house as well. Fantastic. But let's get stuck into it there, lads. I mean, we've been away on the Dubai break. We've come back. We charged, off the back of 2 back-to-back wins as well. Alexander Isak flying, looking really good. So we were having some questions about the lineup. There was talk about, would Gordon start? Would Anderson come back in? Would Joe Linton come back in from being back from the suspension? This is what we went for. So it was totally unchanged from the last game. Jacob Murphy starting as well. Cue me giving him some stick in the chat group, but I thought Jacob Murphy was outstanding. But I think more importantly, in that lineup there, the bench, if you look at the bench, Joe Linton, Gordon, Wilson, Anderson, we've got actual game changers now on the bench. You can come on and do something, and they did do that. We'll get into this a little bit, but it's brilliant to have a bit of depth in the squad where it isn't just the starting 11 that you're looking for answers from. The bench can do it as well. But, the first half, we absolutely fucking annihilated Manchester United. We were all over them. There was a brilliant stat I saw, Weghorst, who I actually said was shit in my preview, and I'm so glad that he played shit and proved me right. But Nick Pope had double the touches of Weghorst in this game. Our goalkeeper, that's right. He had 15 touches to Weghorst's 7. He was non-existent in this game at all. We were brilliant. We snuffed out Rashford. What I did notice as well, actually, which was an interesting observation, I think Audie raised this after the Carabao Cup final, that he was worried about Trippier getting done for pace against Rashford. Trippier dropped back about 10 yards from Rashford. He seemed to handle him really well. Again, I think Vincent's saying there they look so poor without Casemiro and Eriksen. Absolutely. Vincent had nothing. They had no creativity whatsoever. They got the boy, what's he called? Is it Sabitzer from the Bundesliga? Looks like a fucking 70s porn star. He's absolutely shit him. He did nothing. Bruno ran the show. Bruno was immense today, as was Sean Longstaff and Joe Willock. I mean, in the first half, Joe Willock could have had 2 goals. I mean, cross comes in. Isak was just looking sharp, looking lively. Great header and brilliant save from De Gea, you got to say. The second one, he's lucky. He's lucky to pick and shit because it just seems to hit him. But Willock's got to try and find a corner. I think it was almost an instinctive foot out, and it hits off De Gea's leg. But I'm sitting there looking at this thinking, how the hell are we not in front in this game? Longstaff has a raker from about 25 yards, which I thought was destined to nestle in the top bin. We were just all over them. Big shout out as well. We get a lot of stick for giving him a hard time, but Maxi was brilliant in that first half. Every time he got the ball, you just thought he was going to run at them and make something happen. He was tucking inside a lot more. I mean, even Gary Neville, diehard Manchester United legend, was saying, I'm surprised he's not taking Dalot on the outside, because Dalot was just having kittens. Weird thing. I mean, I think Wan-Bissaka probably would have played. I think he was ill. But missing Casemiro, as Vincent said there, was massive for these guys. It was almost as if they were beaten before they even got on the park. I mean, we were pumped for this game. I think Bruno was hands down the best midfielder on the park. Not to say anything bad about our lads, they were brilliant as well. Scott McTominay played. There's been loads of links about Scott McTominay. Had little moments, but again, just didn't really outshine anybody in our midfield, in my opinion. So I mean, the first half, we go in goalless. I'm absolutely astounded as to how we're going goalless. Fernandez is shit housing himself around the pitch, trying to get people booked and all sorts of nonsense. We were all over them. They deserved nothing in that first half, Manchester United. We go in 0-0, and we were all starting to get a little bit worried. We're all thinking, shit, typical Man United, they'll come out and and they'll nick a goal. They've been crap all game. They've had no shots at all. I think one on target. They had one on target the entire game. Looking at the stats here, one on target the entire game. So we'll get into the full stats in a minute. But I was just thinking to myself, Christ, are these lot going to shithouse a 1-0 win or something here? But to be fair, the lads stuck in and we'll come back out in the second half, and we were absolutely class again in the second half. We're all over them. There was bits where it went a little bit flat and they started to come back in. I must say as well, by the way, Erik ten Hag, I said in my preview, I called him a fucking worm with a goatee, right? This shithouse whinging, talking about in his press conference that the referee needs to watch out for Newcastle United's time wasting. How long does your goalkeeper need to take a goal kick, mate? Jesus H. Christ. I felt like David De Gea was taking about fucking 25 minutes every time he had a ball from a goal kick. I'm stunned he wasn't booked. Absolutely astounded he wasn't booked by the referee for time wasting. He was dreadful. So less of that shit. I think at one point he did actually start moaning on the sideline, the fourth official, and Eddie Howe went and give it to him. And the old Steve McLaren came out, the Dutch legend that Steve McLaren came out and tried to kind of keep the peace a little bit. But that's why I don't like Ten Hag. He's an arrogant bastard, even when he's getting interviewed. Just looks like he's arguing with people all the time, but he doesn't need to argue. He's done nothing. If he gets Manchester United top four, right, he's not done anything. Manchester United are a club that are expecting to win trophies. So, I got some stick off a Man U fan for this on my preview video, but he's done fuck all. Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho won trophies for you, and they weren't good enough. So what's this worm with a beard going to do? But they were rattled. Man United were rattled. We came on the second half. We were all over them. It looked like we were about to make a triple substitution. And then Alexander Isak, just with this absolute moment of class, really. He just brings the ball down. Then he's got such a calmness and coolness about him. He puts it out wide. Ball comes in. I think it was Bruno. Bruno overlapped. Bruno crossed it in. And of all people, Alan St. Maximin with a back post header to Joe Willock, which was just perfection. I think as Mark has said in the comments as well there, to be fair, he just said that Maxi had Dallow's life as well. But Maxi with his beautiful back stick header, which, was something that Shearer would have been proud of. And Joe Willock stoops to head it in the back of an empty goal pretty much. And we're 1-0 up, totally deserved it. Slightly changed the dynamic of the substitutions because Wilson was coming on for Isak. But Isak just burst back into life. I think just before that is when he closed down Dalot, just with that unbelievable speed he's got and pressing. And just he is just such a brilliant footballer for us. Wilson, I'll get into Wilson in a minute, but he's a different dynamic to what Wilson offers. Because he's not just a number 9 type centre forward. He can score poacher goals, he can score headers, he can score, weird shinny goals that he scored against Forest. But also what Isak does is he pulls people out, he presses people down with such speed and conviction, and he just looks personification of coolness as well. I think I said this before, people like him to Henry. His mentality, I like him to what Cantona or Bergkamp was for Manchester United and Arsenal. He just seems so cool. Never gets rattled. Do you know what I mean? Pumps up the crowd and stuff, which all the lads would do, to be fair. But I just love the way Alexander Isak plays football. And I just think he's going to get better and better, to be fair. It was absolutely, absolutely fantastic. As Lee says there, every single player played brilliant. They all deserve a 10. I'm not giving match ratings, Lee, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll give them all 10s, mate. Let's go for it. Absolutely superb. We've got another comment there from Devon Green saying we should have won by 5 or 6. 100%. Devon, I mean, the amount of chances that we had. I mean, Audie was in our chat group. He's not at the game today, Audie. He's over in the Emerald Isle, which he's enjoying immensely because he's in a bar full of Man United fans. But he was saying this smelled a little bit like the cup final, and I was worried that we were going to come out and get it, mate. But I'm so glad that the lads stuck in it. They were patient enough, and it paid off in the end. Absolutely, Sai is buzzing as well. And Mark is just making a point there of saying, love that their shithouse and time wasting totally backfired on it. That was just sweet poetry, that was, Mark, really, wasn't it? Because, like I say, Ten Hag deliberately did that to try and get the refs to look at us, and they were worse than we were. The difference is we do the dark arts well, they fucked it up, and it backfired on them, which I thought was absolutely class. So I did enjoy that. Another comment from Vincent, as always, if it wasn't for De Gea, it would be 2 or 3 up at half time. Absolutely, he's not saving those two, though. I was actually worried and frustrated. Yeah, me too, mate. But I mean, David De Gea did play really well. But you've battered a team like Man United when the keeper is probably the man of the match. T. Felice said Longstaff is everything McTominay is and more, and he's got the passion for the club. I thought Sean was immense today again. I thought he was everywhere. I thought he was throwing his body on the line. He was getting involved in the attack. I mean, that shot, I was screaming for that one to go in, Lee. What a goal that would have been, by the way. But yeah, McTominay, I thought was bossed completely by our midfield, led by Bruno, obviously, who's just absolutely fucking immense. Ash made a great comment in our chat group as well that Bruno was dropping back and playing a bit more defensively. Or it might have even been Dan. He showed his defensive qualities today, did Bruno, just sitting back, keeping it calm, keeping it cool, getting himself in the right place to make a challenge, winning free kicks, starting the play, and he was just absolutely class. Is another comment there from Vincent? Yeah, Willock needs to work on his finishing, gets in a great position. I did say that, then he went and scored the header, mate. But if Willock could bring back those finishes, I think he'd be one of the best midfielders in the league, mate, to be honest with you. He's absolutely class. And Devon saying, Eric, 10 twat Winger. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Absolute knob he is. I'm really glad that we beat him on his side because he's an arrogant twat. I don't even think they played that well in the cup final. To be fair, we just didn't show up. Richard saying, what result? We played them off the pitch. Well done, Howard the lads. I think you mean to wear the lads, but good to see Howard as well in the comments. Trolls is in there. We did get in. Absolutely, Trolls. We were absolutely class, mate. Absolutely class. And Vince is just saying, Isaac, what a player he is, mate. He's absolutely immense. I mean, I'm so happy that we got this lad in, and it was a gutter he got injured, but I think we're just starting to see now exactly what he can do in a black and white shirt because he's just fucking class, isn't he? So Kenks there, hello, doing mate, good to see you there, mate. Yeah, we did destroy them today. I don't feel like they deserve anything, to be honest with you. No risk, basic and easy football. It's interesting. I've got the stats here, Kenks. So the stats are possession wise. I mean, in general playing, we had 46 to their 53 overall in the game. In terms of shots, we had 22 shots against Manchester United. They had 6. We had 6 on target, and they had 1. So really good kind of shot ratio there from us. We hit the bar again. Fucking Joe Linton hits the bar. But let's get into the second goal. I've not even gotten the second goal yet. So Isaac eventually does come off. And Maxi come off as well for Gordon, who I thought looked really good when he come on. That kid has definitely got something about him. I can see why we're spending the money on him. Some people are still unsure about him because he's had this knock and he's got this reputation, but that kid is lightning quick and he presses so hard and he's got quality as well. That little ball he put across the box for Isaac, if Isaac hadn't been fucked, I think that would have been 2-0 there and then, but he looks really good, does Gordon. I think we're going to see the best of him next season, I think, but I was really excited with his cameo. And then Isaac comes off, we keep pressing. Joe Litton's on the park as well. He's wanting to make something happen. He looked good as well against a really, really tired and beaten Manchester United. But then cross comes in from Trippier. Beautiful little bit of play by Wilson. Wilson said he's been away. He's recharged. He feels better. He looked better today. He looked like the Callum Wilson of old. Lovely little bit of shithousery in the box as well. He just gives Rashford a little bit of a nudge to send him on a wander. Little sidestep in and out, and then that header in off the post. Strangely, after Manchester United took off their 2 centre-halves, and Martinez was not very happy about that on the bench. Weird as fuck that. If I was a Man United fan, I'd be fizzing at that. Take off their 2 centre-halves. Weebler and Callum Wilson scores a brilliant poacher's header. Bit of a funny one, that Ten Hag. He's obviously thinking of saving them possibly for future games. I don't know. But that really backfired, mate. Really, really backfired. Trolls are saying ASM for man of the match for him. Do you know what, mate? ASM was brilliant today. We are quick to give him a bit of stick. I thought he was brilliant today. He looked hungry for it. He looked up for it. Dalot, he had Dalot on toast. He had Dalot on toast in the cup final until they brought on Wan-Bissaka. I thought Maxi looked really good today. Got a great standing ovation from the crowd. Everybody thinks we give Maxi a hard time and we want him out and all that. It's not the case. He's just frustrating. When he turns up like that, he's fucking brilliant. But it's the games when he's rolling around throwing his hands up in the air that frustrate people. But when he plays like that, there's arguably not anybody better in that position in the league than Alan St. Maxwell. There really isn't. And we just need more games like that of him towards the end of the season. And that top 4 is nearly in the bag, to be honest with you. But loads of people played well. Isaac was class. Willock was good. Longstaff was good. But for me, I'm going to give my man of the match to Bruno. I just thought he was class. He showed his defensive qualities and he started to wander forward a bit. He plays a part in the goal. And he just oozes quality, does Bruno. I thought he was absolutely superb. So I'm giving Bruno my man of the match. Let us know what you guys think in comments below, whether you agree or disagree. But yeah, I thought Bruno was absolutely outstanding. Vincent saying he loves ASM. It was great for him to come and do an interview on the NUFC channel before the match. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, he's a top guy. Is ASM. He does seem to have really good character about him. Comment there from Trolls. Finally, we can shut the red arses up. They cannot say they deserved anything from that game at all, Trolls, because they did deserve nothing. I know some Manchester United fans. I'm going to meet up with a good parliament tomorrow as a Man United fan on my way down through the Northwest. So I won't be tooting singing tune army, but he'll not disagree. He'll think we deserved that win as well because we played them off the park. It was a great win, Ash, absolutely. Yeah, brilliant game, William. Absolutely superb game, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. I would love to have been there. What an atmosphere it must have been. Let us know in the comments below, or after you've watched the game, drop the comment as well. After you've come back from the game, you watch us on replay. Let us know how good the atmosphere was. I'm sure it was class. Yeah, I love Dan Byrne's celebratory tackle on Rashford. That was mint as well, Devin, because they were talking about Byrne getting done for pace and all of that. Then he throws one of them big dangly legs in and wins that challenge with Rashford. Rashford looked a bit off, I thought, today. I'm not making any excuses, for him being poor, but that we won the game because we fully deserved to win the game. But Rashford didn't quite look himself, so maybe he was carrying a bit of a knock. But yeah, I thought we handled him superbly today, absolutely superbly today. Got another comment from Nat. Yeah, man, you never looked in at Nat, to be honest with you, mate. I totally agree. They were poor. They were piss poor from the start. Absolutely piss poor from the start. Vince is saying, loves our defence. We are solid. We are solid, mate. I'm worried that people will try and go in for Botman. Little talk on Botman, actually. I nearly gave Botman my man of the match. He's really, really close to Bruno. He was immense today. Absolutely immense. He was everything that Manchester United don't have it there, or didn't have it their centre-half position when they were screaming out for it when Maguire was getting pasted. Martinez and Varane do look good, to be fair, but I thought Botman was class today. Just cool, calm, collected. I mean, that diving header he puts in to stop Rashford getting in. Some of the passes he was knocking about, him and Shaw, just great back two, really, really good back two. Again, Trippier had one of his better games, but I just think he was being very cautious today. He didn't get caught for pace. So, but the back five, you're right, mate, are absolutely solid. Absolutely solid. Ash is saying there that the ref warns Pope straight away. I know, yeah, I mentioned that about De Gea. Just seems to be one rule for them, one rule for us, mate. God knows what some of their wet wipe, fan channels are saying now, probably blaming us for time waste or something like that. Just, we do it well, you do it bad. We didn't time waste at all today. We were on you from the start. Yeah, just a comment there from Mark and the admin. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like we said, yeah, just bang us a like if you can. And if you can also support the channel through a super chat if you want to. So Mark is doing his bit on the admin there behind the scenes. So just going back to the game, absolutely class, to be fair. As Victor says there, Champions League, let's go. To be honest, Victor, I think you're totally right, mate. I think you are totally right. When you look at that top four race right now, out of, take City and Arsenal out of it, obviously, who are in a league of their own probably at the minute. If you look at the rest of us, Manchester United, us, Spurs, argue Brighton, possibly Liverpool, we are head and shoulders, I think, above, certainly the rest of them. Manchester United will definitely get top four. I'm pretty confident that, whether they're third or fourth. But, I'm not going to put my hammer down and say we're definitely going to get top four, but I think we're going to be disappointed if we don't. I think the momentum's with us. We've got a game in hand on Spurs. Nobody knows how they're going to react after Conte getting binned. They might do the typical thing of smashing Everton 5-0, new manager bounce and all the players who were shit last week suddenly play great. But Everton are fighting for their lives, and against, Sean Dyche's team, that's not an easy game for Spurs. So if they tip over there and all, we've got them coming up as well. If we can beat them in our fixture, I think, Champions League is pretty much looking good, Victor. So absolutely class. Mark's just saying there, he's correcting me on my stats, the stat man. 4 big chances created, 2 for Newcastle. Absolutely, absolutely. Ian's in the comments saying, you've seen the reunited. Now, fuck off home, absolutely. And Lee's saying that flashes of Gordon. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Gordon, I'm really excited about this, Ladley. I really am. I think that he is going to be something big for us. I really do believe that. He just looks like a dangerous player. So direct, isn't he, mate? So direct. I'm really excited to see what he can bring next season. And if we do get something like a Maddison as well, wow. I mean, talk about squad depth as well. Jesus, man. I've got a comment there from Devon. Yeah, glad Wilson scored, because if he had a stinker, yeah, this would have given him a huge boost. Absolutely. Do you know what it is with Wilson? I loved everything about that. I loved the finish. I loved the shithousery. I loved the celebration. It was almost like, right, I'm back. Have some of that, lads. I'm back. And he said it on his podcast. I love his podcast with Mikel Antonio. It's brilliant banter. But Wilson is a confident and And he'll love that. He'll be bouncing off that, straight away going over Trippier and the lads and everything. Just, loved the whole thing. Loved it. And well deserved. We deserved that second goal just to wrap it up. So absolutely brilliant from Callum Wilson. Got Ross in the comments saying, we would love it if this causes Man U to lose Champions League. That'd be some revenge. Have fun in the Europa, you twats. Do you know what, mate? You're right. I don't wish Man United any success at all. If this sets them off on a spiral, Ross, I am with you, mate. Absolutely. And Ian's just saying there, you just watched the match in a bar full of Manx. Superb, mate. I hope you got a massive grin on your face from ear to ear, mate. Absolutely. Lee is saying, getting that feeling going to be third in the league. That could be interesting, mate. If we do that, absolutely quality if we do, mate. Absolutely quality. Ash is saying there, no, Quaresma, Rashford didn't look the same in his opinion. Absolutely, I agree with both points. I think that was a massive blow for them, not having Casemiro in that middle of that pitch. It's a little bit like we wouldn't have Bruno, to be fair. Obviously missing a bit of Eriksen's creativity as well. He would have give us that, he would have given them, that creativity as well when they were lacking it. Ian said he gave them pelters with the second one in. Brilliant, mate. Well done. Lee Howard is saying, what a result by lads. Absolutely. Got Andre there. Hello from Romania. Hello to you, Andrew. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Andre even, sorry, mate. I can't wait to be at St James's Park against Tottenham at home. Might even be the final for Champions League places. You enjoy that game, mate. That'll be a brilliant game for you. And I really hope we smash them up as well, mate. It'll be absolutely quality. And Trolls are just reminding them that when anybody says we have the best defence in the league, 100%. Andy CB, first time I really saw Eddie give it back to the Man United management. He's done that before, Andy, to be honest with you. He has given it back to a few people. And I quite like that side of Eddie. It's normally Jason Tyndall does that, but Eddie was giving it to the guy. I think Ten Hag's an arrogant twat, I really do. And for him to come out and say that before the game, Eddie wasn't drawn on it, but for him to be mouthing off to the fourth official, it's nice to see Eddie Howe saying, you know what, mate, fuck you. He looks like a worm with a goatee anyway, as I said there, mate. So fuck him. What we got here? More comments here. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to keep up with these as we go. Kenk is saying, yeah, Isak's superb. And this ASM, if he can be consistent, we can not need another winger. Yeah, the favourite front three, ASM, Isak, Gordon. That's a great front three. Pace, mate. Pace to burn. And if we sign another 3 or 4 players, we'd be regularly top 4. Absolutely. Me and Mark were having a conversation about Maddison earlier on, actually. Not to take anything away from the lads who just got this result, but if you look at all of the teams that could potentially be in for Maddison, and hey, Leicester have just binned Rodgers, they're banging trouble. They could go down big time, Leicester, and he's their most sellable asset. He'll be out there quicker than the likes of Owen and Sissoko and Wijnaldum did when we went down. But yeah, I think Maddison, for us, I think we're front runners. So Maddison, whether we get top 4 or not, top 4 will help. But if you look at the rest of the teams that will probably be in for them, why wouldn't you want to come to Newcastle United after that, mate? Unbelievable. Lee's another one saying Longstaff had a good game. I thought Longstaff had a great game, mate. Absolutely. And Tripp has the highest SOFA score, 8.4. Well deserved. Again, Trippier has been brilliant. I think majority of his time here, mate, to be honest with you. Oh, you're back well at 40-1 to score. What top bet that is. I hope you enjoy the winnings there, Scuffiana. Brilliant. And if you're new, smash subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. Oh, it was a great finish, to be fair. Got another one here from Social. John, Spurs are built to make 4th. They'll do it. You guys need to bump Man United out. He must be a Spurs fan. Well, do you know what? It'd be great if Man United get fucked anyway, because I think we all hate Manchester United. But yeah, I think we definitely deserve top 4 this season. The way we've played, there was a great statistic on one of them flow charts, I think, on Sky Sports. So it's just tracked where you were in the season. And we've always been there and thereabouts with it. So again, I'd be absolutely gutted if we don't finish top 4. I think most of us should be as well, to be fair, because the way we've played, we've been absolutely superb. Devin saying that Eddie Howe's game plan today was perfect. Couldn't agree more. It was absolutely brilliant. And you've got to say, massive thumbs up to Eddie and the team for getting it right today, and the lineup as well. Yeah, our next game is against West Ham on Wednesday night, JB. So we'll try and jump on and do a bit of a post-match live like this straight after the game. But yeah, that's a massive game for us and for West Ham. I mean, they're right in the shit as well, relegation-wise. So they will certainly be looking to get something out of that game. But we've got momentum going with us now after the back of this. I would want to be playing Newcastle United if I was West Ham. I'll tell you that for free. And Devon's also saying, just stay away from McTominay. I don't want him. He's garbage. I mean, he's not a bad player. Just at the minute, he doesn't get into our midfield. There's no way he gets into our midfield. Not at all. Kenk's bashing in some players he wants. Just a few. Diaby, Maddison, Zabakur. I can't pronounce that last one, mate. It's too late today for me. These players can fix most of our problems, and we can go as far in Europe as well. And Grimaldo, yeah, we have mentioned him on the transfer show as well. He's a great left back, and we need a good left back. I think Burn, there was times again he got caught today. I'm not going to knock him because Dan Burn's almost like an institution here. He's as tall as a Grey's Monument, and he's as well loved as the Grey's Monument, I think, in Newcastle. But there is times he's going to get done for a bit of speed. Anthony did do that a couple of times, and if he'd been a bit more consistent, we might have been in trouble. But hey, do you know what? Fucking fair play. And I do apologise to use social joins. You're a gooner. That's like someone calling me a Mackham. Please accept my apologies there. But he wants us to get top four. League needs to shake up. Absolutely, mate. It was like when Leicester won the league that year. I thought it was one of the best seasons I've ever seen, and it was great to see someone like Leicester, come in and rattle the cages of the greedy six, mate. So, absolutely quality. Yeah. So, I mean, good luck for you guys winning the league this season as well. It would be great to see somebody other than City winning it as well. So just a few more comments, guys, before we wrap up. So we've got a few things to get stuck into tonight as well. Maggot is saying that Spurs will be a draw versus Everton. I can see that, mate. I really can see that as a draw. I've got a comment here from Devon saying I just don't want to build a McTominay around the legs of Bruno Willock and Big Joe. I don't think he's got the legs for us, Devon, as well. I'll be honest with you. I think he'd struggle, to be honest with you. He'd absolutely struggle. What we've got here now, so Ash is saying, I hate how they treated Ranieri, though. Very true, yeah. It was a bit naughty, that, especially after what he did for them. Yeah, Leicester in big trouble. That relegation picture, thank God we're nowhere near that, guys, because it's brilliant to be at the other end of the pitch. But that, I wouldn't want to put any money on the relegation picture this season, because it could be 1 of 7 going down. I've got mates who are Leeds fans, mates who are Leicester fans, and it must be a really worrying time for them, because it's 1 or 2 games away from getting sucked in, just like we did, for years when we were stuck in it. But great that we're nowhere near it. Hopefully for a long time we'll be nowhere near it as well. But that's pretty much all the time we've got for, guys. Just quick match review, as I've said there. Thank you so much to everybody who's jumped in the comments. We always love it when you guys come on. We always love to engage with you. And as Mark mentioned in the admin, if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. We'd love you to come and join us. Me and Mark are going to be back tomorrow night with what's going on at 10 o'clock. I'm sure we'll cover some more elements of the game as well. And until then, have a great night, everybody. What a result. Newcastle United are third in the Premier League. Champions League is coming. I can hear the music playing right now. Oh, thank you very much, Social Joins. Yeah, hit the likes. We do appreciate that. Absolutely. So, yeah, have a great night, guys. Whatever you're doing, let's keep supporting that team of McCoy United. Fucking get in and have that, you horrible red bastards. I'll see you later, guys. Take it easy.